Motivation and self-direction are two different things. Being self-directed and knowing where you want to go and moving moving and taking action because you know that's the best thing that you need to do for you without any opinions. That's how I define self-direction or being self-directed. Being self-directed is one of the most powerful things that you can do because you know that your intuition has taught you something and teaches you something and tells you something. And that is that you know what your soul truly wants and how to get there. You don't need anyone else when you need to make a move. You have a powerful mind and you have a soul that continues to pulsate throughout this world and within your body that says, there, 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 there. That's how I think about the heartbeat. It says a word, there, love, love, yes, yes. It's going to continue to pulsate whatever that internal message is for you in that moment. So I was thinking about this particular phrase or word earlier today, and I wanted it to be a part of the series because I know when I'm self-directed, I make the best choices because I'm not dual-minded, especially because my moon is in Gemini, honey. I will just be like double dipping my thoughts all the time, and double dipping is not always good. It could be a preference, but and so I just want to let's rewind. Meow, 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 meow. Let's rewind backwards. I know I was self-directed when I got the intuitive hit to leave California, not just out of the grief that I was dealing with, but also I desired and wanted a new direction for my life and for, at the time, my daughter's life, because she was still a minor. And so I moved to Arizona like as a pit stop, and then I moved here to the GA, to Atlanta, so to speak. And even though no one, everybody was wondering. I mean, they were talking and thinking and asking and all those things. Like, why are you going there? Who you know there? Aren't you going to be alone? Da 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 this, da 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 da. And I said, well, that's where I feel like I'm being led to go. Just like I feel like I'm being led to go to Australia, even if it's for 6 months to live there. I don't know why. I just like Australia. And now that I visit there in February, I really want to be there for a longer length of time. Maybe I just need a longer length of time. I don't know. Another spiritual awakening is there. I don't know. Maybe my spouse is there. I digress. But self-directed, self-directed is obedience to your inner truth. It is obedience to the knowing of, it's just a knowing. I mean, it's like a influence that is internal. You know that you have to do it. So it's not having an initiative. An initiative is different for me and self-directed. When you have initiative, you're looking around at a particular situation and you're comparing yourself to other people. And so you look around and you're like, okay, I'll take the initiative. It's like being in a room and someone asks us a question and no one is saying anything. And so you say, well, I'll take the initiative and I'll go ahead and speak first. That self-initiative, though, initiative is different. So I have a question for you, just like I have questions for myself. You can do this in your journal writing and all of that good stuff. When was the last time you followed your inner knowing without any explanations to anybody else, looking for any approval? When was the last time you was self-directed? And how did it work out for you? Put that in the comments. Write it in your journal. I would love to hear your experience because I know my experience when I'm self-directed throughout my intuition, it's it's wonderful. I always lean into the positive and it's going to for me, it always brings me into the next level, whatever that next level is, of satisfaction, of joy, of pleasure, of just whatever those things are. So, how will you be able to self direct yourself in 2026? What actions are you know you're going to be taking? It's almost here. So, during the months of 2026, if you are willing to know that if you're self directed and how these particular intuitive hits hit you and how you are rewarded for them, start tracking those things for yourself. Get the nudge, get it, and then write it down in a little small notebook or on a sticky note and tell yourself, I was directed to do the X, Y, and Z, and I received X, Y, and Z from this direction. And you didn't tell anybody, you didn't ask anybody. And sometimes whatever you're doing, it's not going to be an instant gratification of like, I did this and then I got a reward for it. So know that that is not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that when you are self-directed, you have more trust within yourself, you have more faith within yourself, and you don't have to have the negative self-talk of other people trying to pull you down or move you out of what your true vision is. Just like in the last video, and I shared it about my art. I'm self-directed into moving into my art and doing my AM method and doodling for me. That is going to be, I'm self directed into doing that. No one's telling me to do it. And I'm not asking permission from anybody to do it because I know that's what my soul is telling me to do. That's what my soul is saying to do. And that is the most important, especially in our crown era. We ain't got time to be talking to a million people about what we know that is in the right path for us. Now, getting information and clarity is a totally different situation when it comes to, I want to say, not even big decisions, but in decisions that affect other people, meaning like you're not going to run off and go to Mexico because you felt like you were self-directed to do that. Unless you talk to your spouse, if you have a spouse now. If you're single, go ahead, run to Mexico because somebody must have needed to hear that because I don't know even know where that came from. But with that being said, this is really a short video about within the series of identifying, having a new identity and connecting to your intuition. So your self concept will be different in 2026. So you can be a part of that fire horse and be in that energy of go, go, go. Because a horse is directed. They know where they're going. Even if they have blinders on and they can't look, depending on what kind of horse energy you want to be in, they are self-directed. They utilize their intuition to move and groove throughout the world. And they run their race on their own in the sunset as I see them running on the beach free and wild, wild and free. And yeah, so this is Coach Hunt. I love you so much. Go ahead and put a comment, subscribe, like, and be a part of this series of how the self, the soul, your soul evolving life force will move into a different direction once you utilize your intuition and all these self concepts and your new identity is just unfolding, unfolding, unfolding. So when you're crown led, remember that you are self directed. So that's it. That's all. It's Coach Hunt. I love you so much. I have your greatest interest at heart. And remember, it's going to be the fire horse for this year, 2026. And you are led, you are free, and you are grown and mature. Wear your crown, wear it proud. Again, I love you, Sai, so much, and I have your greatest interest at heart. Bye.